Hello. Oh, I don't need my glasses on. Hi, those watching the replay. Welcome to this video. Right now, I am, doesn't look very bright, does it? In my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives. I might share this somewhere else. And so if you're watching this from YouTube or in another group or my personal page, come on over and join us in Women Creating Healthy Lives if you're a woman over 40. Because this is where I do hang out most of the time. Okay. Sometimes I post this on my personal page just to see if anybody's following me who doesn't know about my group yet. So really where I do most of my stuff is in my group. I'm just trying to figure out how to turn the little bit of brighter. Is it, let me see, is it going to be too, whoa, that's bright, eh? We'll see how bright that is. Hi, whoever's joined me. And note, for even if you're watching the replay, make sure to ask questions, comment. You can also suggest any video topics you want, anything you want me to talk about in the future on a video, and I will do that, okay? Because I love to hear your input. It's really good for me to know what things you guys are challenged by or struggling with so that I know what type of content to put up, right? All right, let me see how this is showing in the group. Am I in my group? I don't even see it right now. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. All right, let's see, someone's here. And we're just going to see if anybody else joins. But otherwise, if you're here watching, do you have a question for me? And now the question basically is about anything living healthy over 40. So it can be on hormones, weight loss, what to eat, what not to eat, exercise, anything like that. Okay, so we're going to talk about kind of those things. Any questions anybody has. If I don't get many questions, I'm going to go over, if not many people are on live, I should say. You know, it is a weird time. It's Sunday night, so people could be spending time with family. And then there's also a lot going on in the world with what's going on in the United States. I live in Canada, so I am so grateful, for one, that I live in Canada because we just don't have that type of violence as much. So I'm just very grateful. Really sad about what's going on in the world. There is a lot of heavy energy. So if you're experiencing, yesterday my energy was extreme. I was extremely tired, really burnt out, feeling really sad a lot of the time. Hello. Do you got, hi Carol. Does anybody have any questions? Put your questions below and I will for sure answer them. Okay, so let me know what your questions are. What do you have for me today? I'm just speaking about the energy. And so note that if you're feeling like more sad, or you're feeling like really lethargic, or if you're feeling really heavy, or if you're feeling like really like, what's the point of doing anything, blah, 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 really down, you're probably just picking up on some of this collective energy, right? It's really heavy. Yesterday I was in it. I didn't even know what was wrong with me because I don't really watch the news. I wasn't on Facebook a lot. And then when I really found out what went on, I'm like, oh my God, I think I was picking up on that energy yesterday. Okay, so that's the thing. Now let's get to some of this stuff. Anybody have any questions? Post them below. Now what I was thinking about talking today was, so anytime you have a question, just post them below, was things like putting yourself first. What I hear about, you know, with women, we really have been raised to believe and think most often that putting ourselves as a priority, or if we dare say, I'm going to put myself first, it's seen as being very, very selfish. And that means that if we're going to put ourselves first, we're obviously, as they say, going to forget about the other people in our life, which is so crazy. By choosing to put yourself as a priority, it is not saying that you have to stop caring for other people. But that is sometimes what we believe, right? And another thing I want you to look at when you, if you're somebody who does have a problem setting powerful boundaries, loving boundaries, or you do too much for others, is look at what it means to you. So when you say to yourself, I get to put myself as a priority, or I'm going to put myself as a priority, what do you feel? What comes up? Do you feel anxious, nervous, like, oh my God, I hope, did anybody hear me say this? Do you feel like, I shouldn't do that. That's being selfish. That's being, oh my God, that's not good, right? or that you're going to have to let go of someone, or you're not going to be taking care of your family, right? So just notice that is a belief. So it uncovers your belief. So when you choose something like, I'm going to exercise more now, right? So if you say that to yourself, which is too general, I'm going to exercise more. But what your next thought is like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't really like exercising. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to have to go to the gym. I don't even have time to exercise. All of those things. Then those are the beliefs that are stopping you from actually exercising. Okay. This is the type of mindset work we do in my program. So a good thing for you to do is write down on a piece of paper something you choose to do. So let's say exercise. You put exercise and then equals, and then a line, let's say. What does that mean to you? So exercise equals 5 days in the gym. Exercise equals doing things I don't like. Exercise equals making me really tired. Exercise equals having to have time and I don't. You see what I mean? What happens is you uncover all the reasons why you're not doing it. And those are beliefs that you have right now. You believe that exercise is boring and terrible. You may believe it's going to take hours and hours and hours and you don't have that time. You believe that you're not going to enjoy it. You may believe that you're not going to get results anyways, so why bother, right? So it shows you what your beliefs are. So I know often people say, I don't know why I don't. If you're saying to yourself, I don't know why I don't eat healthy consistently. I don't know why I can't stay on track. You do. That's when you do. Staying on track with healthy eating equals blank. Then you fill in that. Equals having to eat boring food all the time. Equals never having a drink. Equals never having a dessert. Equals hours spent in the kitchen. Right? So you get to see what these beliefs are behind what you are actually trying to get yourself to do. That is one of the biggest mindset hacks you can do to really see what's holding you back. You always know what's holding you back, you guys. You always know. That's the thing that I want you to remember, is you always know what's holding you back. So that's something to remember. And I'm just going to talk now. If you guys have questions, if anybody's on, put a question below in the comments and I will answer that. Okay. So if I don't get any questions, I'm literally just going to talk about some things I thought about talking about. Another one is, where's that one I wrote down here? Labels and identities, right? So when we, in a way, you could say, I am just somebody who eats when I'm stressed. I am somebody, I always sabotage myself. I do really good for a while and then I quit or something happens and I just end up going back to old habits again. I'm just the type of person who. So there again, you're labeling and identifying as a person who does those things. That's going to keep you doing them. Because it is who you are. You're telling God, Source, Universe, kind of like, this is who I am. So if this is who I am, I need to continue these patterns, habits, and behaviors. Because that's the type of person I am. See how powerful that is? So as soon as you identify as the type of person who can't stay on track, as the type of person who can't lose weight, as the type of person who doesn't like healthy food, as the type of person who hates to exercise, you will continually keep that pattern going in your life because you identify as it. And you need to keep that true because it's a belief, right? So these are the types of things we work on in my new 21-day program, the Body, Mind, Soul Reset. It is working on resetting your body, of course, with the foods, with what you eat. And then your mind is going into these patterns, behaviors, habits, and things, and like seeing where you're keeping yourself stuck, where you're holding back, what patterns you have going on in your life consistently. And then we're going to show you how to break those patterns and shift into new, better ones. And that part's actually not that hard. It's not complicated. It's just being consistent. And that's why the 21 days is great, because you're going to be consistent throughout those days. Give me more than 21 days because we start tomorrow pre-work. So it's going to go almost to, it'll be probably about 28 days, something like that. Hello, those of you jumping on, say hello when you're here. Let me know that you're here. And do you have any questions for me? That's why I am here. I'm covering just whatever I feel like talking about, but I'm here for you. So put your questions below and I will do my best to answer them. It can be on weight loss, it can be on exercise, it can be on hormones, it can be on eating, it can be on stress reduction, it can be on practices for decreasing stress, it can be on what I eat in a day. Ask me anything, because I'm here for you, okay? So I'm just going to give you a minute to type something in. Anything you wish me to talk about or cover right now, comment below. I see you guys on. Stay on. I'm going to talk anyways, but I just want to make sure to give you time to ask a question because that's what this is about, right? And even if you're watching the replay, you can post your questions down in the replay. And you can also suggest topics for future videos because I love to hear from you. You guys don't have any questions? All right, well, another thing I'm going to talk about right now is how important it is to do some sort of, to do a couple things. So every day, right, you commit to yourself. And you could break it down into different areas. I was talking to a client just before this, and we broke things down into different areas, right? Stress, reasons why you may be gaining weight, right? Like, you may be protecting. So some women are very sensitive and they protect and buffer themselves with weight, with fat, right? And so they cannot release that until you feel safe and secure in your body and in your life, right? Another reason is too much stress in your life. You hold on to weight and you gain weight when you're under consistent stress. So that's another area of life to work on, right? Another one is food, of course, what you eat during the day. So that's another area. And then, could be sleeping. Maybe you don't sleep it well at night, or another area could be exercise. So you look at these different reasons, the reasons why you think, why? It doesn't matter. It can be weight loss, can be anything in your life. Why am I kind of struggling in these areas? And then what you do is you set up little things that you can do for each area. So if you're not feeling safe and you realize, maybe I am protecting myself with the buffer, with the fat, with the weight, because I'm a little fearful, I feel alone, I don't feel quite safe, then every day you're going to work on that and how can I feel more safe? How can I connect to higher source or whatever and feel more safe, protected, and supported? Where can I get support in my life? And then if you're under consistent stress, then it's like, what tools and practices can I do every day? So little tools and practices that don't take long that you can do every single day that are working on bringing your stress down. See what I mean? There's always things you can do. And by writing them even down on a piece of paper and having them for you, that is something you can do. Sugar addicts. That's a good one. I'm glad you're in the group. Welcome. So for sugar page, it is, I'm not sure how old you are, but anyways, so there's quite a few things that could be going on. For one, it's eating. When you have cravings or sugar stuff, you need to eat way, 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 way more healthier foods. And that's a good thing to focus on first. So when a person says, I'm just going to give up sugar, yet they're addicted to sugar, their body's addicted to sugar, you won't be able to just give up sugar like that. What you need to start out by doing is to actually add in tons of veggies, tons and tons of fresh greens, cooked and fresh, whatever, and vegetables, okay? I'm not talking about potatoes. I am not talking about sweet potatoes. I'm not talking about a whole bunch of beans. You want to add in more fiber-rich foods, vegetables raw and cooked, like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbages, carrots, asparagus, things like that, right? That are not starchy. Sweet yams are okay, those orange ones. And you want to add in way more fresh greens like collards and Swiss chard and kale and romaine lettuce and all of those things. So lots and lots of salads where you have a good, like shredded beets in them, shredded carrots, celery, some chopped up onions if you want, maybe a few chickpeas, maybe a protein like tuna or salmon or chicken in your salad. So you want to eat way, way, way more good foods. Okay. And that will begin to balance your blood sugar levels, which will decrease cravings. Okay. And then what you do then is you're bringing in way more good healthy foods, and you look at eating less foods with sugar. So you just start decreasing the sugar while you're eating tons of good foods and good fats. If you're quite new, you may not know some of the foods that I talk about, as in chia gel. Also, decrease your fruit if you're somebody who eats fruit, because fruit is very sugary. Even cooked oatmeal, no cooked oatmeal, your body sees it as sugar, goes right to fat. So you want to have, in all my programs, I give you all the recipes and talk about all the foods to start eating way more of. So I'm just going to kind of go over it right now real quick, but those are some things to start with. And realize you have an addiction to sugar, and having an addiction to sugar is like being addicted to cocaine. It's very, very powerful. So every single day, it's about recommitting. I now choose to decrease the sugar in the day. I now choose to, right? So it's like every day I'm making a choice. When I go to eat something, it's a choice. Am I going to eat this full of sugar, which means I will continue to have the sugar addiction. I will continue to gain weight. I will continue to have inflammation. I will continue to set up my body for illness, disease, and cancer. Cancer loves sugar, right? So just know that all staying in that place, being addicted to sugar and eating too much sugar, you want to really get clear on all the reason, oh my God, I can't talk. All the ways that it's going to be harmful to your body. And then decide, I'm going to change this. So start out by eating way, 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 way more good foods. Watch what you eat in the morning. Water with lemon water, like water with lemon, warm water with lemon, fresh lemon, organic lemons are best. And then, what do you eat in the morning? I don't know what you eat, but you can try a green smoothie with maybe some frozen pineapple, chia gel, hemp seeds, a green powder blend, some fresh greens like kale, collard, Swiss chard, spinach, etc. What else can you put in there? Maybe a bit of apple or a bit of cucumber. There's lots of recipes online, so try to get a green smoothie recipe that doesn't have a lot of really sweet fruit in it. A bit of grapefruit's good. So really start eating more veggies, more greens, more high fiber foods, not fiber supplements. We're talking raw foods like carrots, celery, chia, hemp, foods with high fiber, even adding some flax seeds, and salads and veggies and good. And if you eat meat or fish, good meat and fish. That'll help out a lot. And then being conscious of sugar addiction. Another thing that could, with addiction to too much sugar, you can end up in insulin resistance, which is a condition within your body, because insulin's a hormone. So it's a hormone imbalance. And that what happens is a lot of the food you eat then goes to fat. It's just the way your body ends up metabolizing food when you're addicted to sugar. It causes insulin resistance within your body, which is very serious for health problems, diabetes, and concerns in the future. Causes definite hormone imbalance and can also add problems with other hormones. So it can throw your whole body off balance, right? So just really understanding how serious it is and starting with adding in really healthy foods. So you could Google high alkaline foods. Okay, eat more alkaline foods and look at those. I hope that helps. Yeah, and really getting clear with yourself and just deciding, I'm going to overcome this. Just like an addict to cocaine or an addict to alcohol has to really decide, I'm going to overcome this. I'm going to do whatever it takes, even if I have to get help. So in all my programs, I give you recipes you get guidance, support, and all of that. So feel free to reach out to me, page 2, about coaching. And I also have a Where to Start program, dianamarchand.com, under programs, Where to Start. And that gives you the exact foods and all of that, where to start in midlife. So you can check that out. And I do one-on-one coaching. I do a 1-hour call too, if you want. Does anybody have any other questions, or do you have any other questions, Paige? And thank you for that question. A lot of people probably needed to hear that too, so that's really good. Oh, so I'm just going to continue talking for a little bit, but please post your questions, okay? Just continue to post your questions you have. Oh, and one thing also I want to say is about loving yourself now. And the thing is when we, sometimes when you're unhappy with your body, or you're where you are in life, or something that's going on in your life, we tend to blame ourselves, right? Tend to get over here, to really hard on ourselves. And like, it's almost like I cannot love or accept myself until I lose the weight, until I sleep better at night, until I get a boyfriend, until I get a good job, whatever it is, right? Really know, am I not accepting myself or my life the way it is now? Because that's just telling you, wow, that's showing you something, right? It's showing you that, wow, it's now time for me to love myself now, no matter what. It doesn't mean I'm not going to change anything. It just means I can love myself now and through the process of change, right? Because that's really what it's about. That's when you have more. You're welcome, Paige. That's when you have more success, is when you love yourself now and through the process of changing, and not getting caught up in the guilt, the shame, and all of that when you sabotage, or when you're not perfect all the time, right? So a big part of what some people deal with is, I just can't stick with it, or eating healthy consistently is too hard. I can't do it, right? It's because you think it means eating healthy all the time. It doesn't. It does not mean eating healthy all the time. When you are choosing to eat healthy consistently, that does not mean eating healthy all the time. It just means most of the time I eat healthy food. Then when I go out for dinner with a friend, I eat either healthy food, or I may add something else that's not so healthy. That's okay. Because the next day you just go back to eating healthy. So when you go to a wedding and you could have something that's not healthy or that's really fatty, that's fine. Because that is only one time in a, and then the rest of the time you choose. So if you look at about 80%, 20, right? 80% healthy, 20% is a lot of time. If you're wanting to lose weight, you'd probably go a little lower than that. But yeah, so just try not to have this all or nothing attitude, and that if you can't be perfect all the time, you might as well give up. That will never work. That will never work, right? And so that's, again, kind of like loving yourself now and loving yourself through the process and loving yourself until, right? So whatever results you want, don't say you failed if you haven't got them yet. You're never failing if you are working towards something, if you're taking action, if you're taking the steps, if you're learning, if you're growing, if you are, doing all of that, you are not failing. You are doing great, far more than lots of other people, right? The failing is giving up on yourself, right? The other things that happen along the way, the not sticking to it, the sabotaging, the old going back to old habits and patterns are just experiences. They're just things that happen. It's so being human. I want you to remember that. When we're human, we go through life more like this, right? There's ups and downs and curves and all of that. But if you don't see those as failures, you'll be far better off. I don't see any time I eat crappy food as a failure. Not at all. I'll say to myself, oh man, I shouldn't have eaten that because now I don't feel good. Blah. But that's it. I don't beat myself up, right? And I don't tell myself, oh my God, you're never going to lose weight. Now you're just going to be fat forever, right? And that again is what we talked about earlier in this video, is identifying and labeling, right? So watch how you talk to yourself about, I'm just going to stay fat forever. Oh my God, I cannot lose weight. I'm never going to be able to. Nothing I do works. I'm just the type of person who can't. I'm the type of person who's just going to be heavier always. That's labeling and that's identifying. Therefore, you're going to make it true. It has to be true because you are identified as that already. Okay. All right. Welcome to the new people. Do you guys have any questions? Post them below in the comments. I'll give you a minute or so to post them. Any questions on anything in midlife, hormones, exercise, eating, what foods, stress reduction, breathing, yoga, I don't know, anything. Any questions you might have, post them below and let me know, because that's why I'm here right now. I'm here to help and answer your questions. What do you need help with? What is something you're struggling with? Do you have a symptom that's kind of bad right now and you're wondering what to do? That's a question you can ask. So post it below. I'm just looking up something here. No questions. You guys don't have any questions about any of it? Come on. I know it's delayed, so we'll just let it go. Don't forget, you can ask your questions. Same with anybody watching the replay. Okay, I think I talked about a lot of the things. If you want change, you must change. If you want change, you must change. Being the person who, right? Like I said, kind of like the opposite of it. You want to identify as the person who basically eats healthy most of the time. I'm the type of person who eats healthy most of the time, right? When you identify as that, you will most likely take actions towards that. Because then that way you're also not the person who beats himself up when you do have a couple chips or something, right? And then you end up sabotaging because you become so down on yourself. You're like, what's the point? I'm never going to lose the weight anyways. What's the point? I've eaten healthy for 3 months and I haven't lost a pound. Do you ever say things like that? And that is when we're feeling sorry for ourselves. And then again, you are focused more on the failure instead of what you want to achieve, right? So when what you focus on expands. Remember that. So when you focus on more about what isn't going right, that's you're just going to get more of it. So what I always do is like when I hear or feel myself focused on what I don't want, what is and what I'm not happy with, Diana, stop. What do you want? What do you want? Stop it. What do you want? Right? I desire this. That's where my focus goes. Get in that energy. Or what can I do right now that's going to bring me closer to that? Then see where your thoughts go. Because your next thought could be, oh, it doesn't matter. Anyways, nothing's going to work. Now you know it's mindset. That's your problem. It's not the food. It's in here that's holding you back. And that usually what's holding back everybody, right? And that's exactly what my new 21-day program is, Mind, Body, Soul Reset. We are going into the mindset and breaking those patterns and habits and looking at those thoughts and reframing, getting you in the habit and pattern of, oh, I'm thinking this way. What do I really desire? How can I start making that happen? Like switching. You'll get really fast at doing that. Because in our normal life, when we're unaware of that, we just keep repeating the same cycles, patterns, and behaviors, and we just keep repeating the same things. So we stay the same. That's why our results don't change. When you stay the same as you were in the past, How are you going to get different results? You're not, right? So it's about being guided mostly too, because most people cannot do it on their own because they can't see. They would have done it already. Because you live on autopilot most of the time, right? Repeating the same stories, the same thoughts, the same words, the same habits, the same behaviors, the same actions every single day, every single day, every single day, usually. And then you wonder why things haven't changed, right? Well, they won't change until you do. But being guided in a process, it's like, oh my God, I get it. Oh, I see it. Oh, I see it. You're right. I get this. I see this. Wow. Okay. I'm going to begin to change this. Okay, let's work towards this, right? And you're constantly, when you're focused more on that, right? You're not focused on the problem. You're focused actually on where you're going and what you are changing within yourself. Well, then it changes. It just changes. It has to. We're focused. That's where your focus is. That's what's going to happen, right? You get what you expect. Any questions? I'm trying to think if any of the questions I have heard. So if you're dealing with midlife weight gain and you're like, I don't know what it is, I eat healthy. If you have said that, if you are saying that, if you really believe in your head, you're like, I'm doing everything right and I just can't lose the weight, you're probably not doing everything right. And it's most likely the food. Even if you think you are eating all the right foods, you probably are not. You're probably eating some of the foods that's even healthy ones that actually cause the midlife weight gain. And they're even healthy foods now because your body metabolizes foods differently. Or you're not eating enough of the right foods, which is just normal foods we're talking. I'm not talking about anything out of the ordinary. You're not eating enough. And 99.9% of the women I speak to who say, but I'm eating healthy, I don't know what, are eating healthy, but they're not eating the right foods or not the right combinations or not in the right way. And when they begin to change things, they lose weight. I just had a client who I just started working with recently and she lost 9 pounds already. And she thought she was eating healthy. Truly, truly did. She was. It's just not eating the right foods for this phase of her life. And when you begin to get on the right track, you guys, and she lost that in less than 4 weeks. You get on the right track, you lose the weight most likely. Unless it's something severe with your hormones or thyroid problem. But I can usually pick out if it's something like that, okay? Because when I hear all the things you eat, how you eat them, when you eat them and all that, and then we talk about your stress reduction, your stress and all that. If all those are really good, which never are, then it could be something serious. But usually it is always something you can fix. That's what I want to say to you. If you're struggling with the weight gain, if you're struggling with not getting changes in your body or your body not being better balanced, you can positively help that. Because I have helped hundreds of women and I can pick it out really fast. What's going on with you really fast. So my new program, the 21-day program, Body, Mind, Soul Reset. We are working on the full body, mind, and spirit. I'm going to be able to, yeah. But if you're somebody who's like, oh my God, I really need help myself, we can add on as an extra little cost, a one-on-one session with me. And then in that one session, I will be able to tell you exactly what's off. In one session. Then you correct it and you're on your way. Like, oh my God, don't waste time. If you're really serious, right? If you're really somebody who's like, yes, I do want to lose this weight. I want to figure out what's wrong. What am I doing wrong? I think I'm doing so much right. Or even if you know you're not, right? Just get some sort of a plan, right? Okay. We will plan out. These are a few things for you to start doing now. These are how to change what you eat. You'll have it. You'll have it. And then you just start doing it. And then if you're part of my 21-day program, you get like the accountability support through those 21 days. So adding on a one-on-one session is 1 or 2, you can do whatever, is the best thing you can do. And you will get the results, the changes, and you will get clarity and you'll have focus and you'll have certainty and you'll feel so much better instead of going around and this, I just can't figure it out. I just can't figure it out. I try every diet, nothing works, and I can't stick with it. And right? So reach out to me. I'm going to post the link to my 21-day program in this Facebook group, Women Creating Healthy Lives. So if you are not in my Facebook group, Women Creating Healthy Lives, come and join us. It's free. The link is on my website, dianamamarchand.com/21day, DAY dash soul, SOUL, 21day dash soul, after my name. It's on my website. I'm going to be putting it on the menu bar, which I haven't done yet, but I also have a Where to Start program there, which is exactly where to start in midlife on what to eat and what not to eat, and and get all the recipes too. So you always get amazing recipes in my programs. You can be vegan, you can be vegetarian, you can be paleo, you can be keto. That's not the part that matters, actually. You want to eat right for you, specifically you. And when you do have like add on a one-on-one coaching with me or whatever, then if you are one of those paleo, then I can help you, right? Kind of go, okay, this is focus in this area with these types of foods, because everybody is different. And so if you know what works best for you, as in I like to eat meat, it works best for me, or no, I can't, it doesn't look, because I can't eat meat, it doesn't digest well for me, but I eat eggs and I eat fish. For me personally, I never used to, I used to be vegan. So we're all different, right? So I know how to handle all of those things. And the most important thing is really eating in a way that feels good for you, right? And doing the practices to decrease the stress. Knowing how you feel about yourself. Working on the self-love, working on self-acceptance, and still being in the process of change and accepting that, right? Hi, Sharon. Do you guys have any questions for me? I've been on for a little while, and I've talked quite a lot. So I'm going to go off soon unless you guys have some questions. Watch the replay. Go back and watch the replay if you haven't, if you just popped on. And feel free to ask questions. And also give me topics for future videos. And remember, my 21-day program is starting pre-work tomorrow. Okay? It's only $197. And if you need payments, let me know. And you can also add on a one-on-one session with me and get a lot of clarity and focus and a plan and direction specifically for you. And that way you get results very fast. So message me on Facebook, Diana Marchand, and find out more about that if you want, okay? And I'll be posting the link to the 21-day group in my Facebook group. All right. Much love to you guys. Have an absolutely amazing day. Take care of yourself. Do some deep breathing. Shake off the energy of the world. At the very beginning of the video, I talked about how heavy this energy has been, and how it can affect you. It's certainly affecting me. But you got to put yourself as a priority and take care of you. If each person in this whole world did that, we would be really well off, wouldn't we? Of the people who can, of course. I'm not talking about the people who can't take care of themselves. If everybody who could fully and completely take care of themselves, if we took full responsibility for our energy, the love we put out in this world, the prayers, the focus, the energy, the positive intentions, all of that, that's what we can do right now, okay? So take time today and every day to send out loving energy, to take some deep breaths, to love yourself, and to know that things can and will change for the better. All right, bye-bye.